The Xbox Series X heavily touted feature at first sounded a bit odd to me, but now I gotta say, I'm a believer in this platform and this feature. And GameStop is once again up to their shady ways, this time with Nintendo Switch systems, and well, I gotta call them out. What's going on, guys? I'm RGT85. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. So it's been a very interesting ride for the Xbox Series X so far. Microsoft has been very vocal about this system, and I think that's definitely a positive thing. We have seen the system itself, of course, at the Game Awards 2019. We saw Hellblade 2 potentially running on this system as well with some in-game cutscene footage, and of course we have all the specs of the Xbox Series X, and really on paper the Xbox Series X is the most powerful console that will be on the home market. Now of course power isn't necessarily indicative of games though, but still, if it can properly utilize this power, obviously it does have somewhat of a leg up over the PlayStation 5, considering we know the power of that system. Now on May 7th, the Xbox Series X is going to be showing a lot of third-party titles that are coming to the system, which is huge because it'll be our real first deep dive look into what the system is capable of. PlayStation, of course, hasn't announced any concrete release dates events, so once again, Microsoft is sort of beating them to the punch when talking about the next generation of games, which I think is what most people are interested in. Hopefully we'll get gameplay over like CGI trailers or made with in-game engine stuff, but it's definitely going to be a very exciting time. Now one feature that I have been a bit skeptical of when it comes to the Xbox Series X is the whole thing from Microsoft saying that Xbox Series X titles for the first year or two will be able to run on the entire Xbox brand of consoles when it comes to first-party games. There won't technically be any Xbox Series X exclusives from first-party Microsoft companies, but we seem to be getting more of a glimpse as to what that actually means, and now I'm almost okay with it. So of course Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be a huge game, and people have been waiting for this game for, well, a very long time. It was announced that if you buy Cyberpunk on the Xbox One, you get a free update for the game for the Xbox Series X that fully utilizes the power, and basically you won't have to buy the Xbox Series X version of the game if you already own it on the Xbox One. Now this is a very cool feature, especially considering that if you were to buy this game on your Xbox One and you happen to have the Xbox One X, it's already the strongest system on the marketplace, so you're going to be getting a premium version of this game. But I really didn't feel like this feature was going to be utilized a lot. Now Microsoft obviously paid to have this feature included, as they have exclusivity with branding and marketing for Cyberpunk, but it seems like Microsoft isn't just doing this as a one-off thing like I initially thought they were. Recently Assassin's Creed Valhalla was announced, which is a new Assassin's Creed game set in Viking times, and it seems like it's going to be a bit more of like God of War on the PS4 was in terms of combat, but once again Ubisoft and Microsoft are now doing this with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You buy Assassin's Creed Valhalla on an Xbox One platform, you will get a free update to the Xbox Series X version of the game, meaning that once again you do not have to buy the game on the Xbox Series X if you already own it on the Xbox One. Now obviously Microsoft is once again doing things like branding and marketing exclusivity with this version of the game, but I think this is showing something much bigger, that Microsoft is willing to dip into their pockets to make this a very attractive platform, whether you're an Xbox One owner or an Xbox Series X owner, which is absolutely huge. Now couple that with things like Game Pass, which is amazing. I mean, you could get Streets of Rage 4 on day one for this, and xCloud. Microsoft is really positioning themselves for the next generation in an absolutely huge way. They are talking the talk, but more importantly, they're finally starting to walk the walk, which is one of the problems that I had with the Xbox One. We had all of these promises of things coming to the Xbox One, and it seems like a lot of them fell flat, but it seems like Microsoft has actually learned from that. A lot of people thought, even myself included, that maybe Microsoft was going to look at getting out of the hardware business and potentially the home console video game industry, but instead they're finally doubling down on this. They're finally coming out with full guns blazing and spending money in order to ensure that the Xbox brand is a viable brand for the near and beyond future, and I think that's very, very exciting. You know what, Phil Spencer? You finally are making me a believer out of you. I always thought you were kind of a shady dude, but all of these moves, all these big power moves are really showing what is going on behind the scenes at Xbox with the Xbox Series X, and I think this whole buy one version of the game on the Xbox One and then get the better version on the Xbox Series X for no additional cost could end up being a big game changer if Microsoft Microsoft continues to spend money to get these exclusivity things, because why would you buy the game on the PS5 if you could buy it on your Xbox One, play the game before, and then get the better version of the game? It's going to be a very interesting next generation of consoles, and I think PlayStation really needs to start talking, because Microsoft is talking the talk and walking the walk. They're showing all these great features, they're making all these big power moves, and the Xbox Series X is a very attractive console right now. So let me know in the comments section down below what you think about this. Do you see Microsoft sort of continuing this partnership with third-party developers where you buy the game on the Xbox One and you get the better version on the Xbox Series X for no additional cost, meaning that you don't have to buy a definitive version of the game? Because I think this could be a very exciting feature, and it seems like Microsoft is really starting to push this feature very heavily for the system. And of course, on May 7th, we will have a video talking about Microsoft's presentation with these third-party games, because, well, I'm ready, man, I'm ready. And finally, GameStop. GameStop. Like, I don't hate GameStop. I have made some positive videos about GameStop. I don't want GameStop to go away. I want them to be around for a while because I like buying video games, and GameStop is a convenient way to buy video games. But obviously, GameStop is dealing with some very tough times right now. So in order to combat this, they brought in a new regime, some new people to help sort of spearhead GameStop and make them a better company. Of course, Reggie Fils-Aimé from Nintendo of America is now on the board for GameStop. He's one of the big players in the company, and you would think that things would start getting better when Reggie gets on board, but they're really not, because GameStop is currently running two very shady practices that I want to highlight. So the first one we're going to talk about is a mystery box. Now, I like mystery boxes. I think they're very fun. Things like Video Games Monthly, Retro Game Treasure, like, I like these mystery boxes. I think they can be very cool because it gives you things that maybe you weren't thinking about. Well, GameStop is doing a mystery box, and at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy one of these. I want to see what comes in these. But then you sort of read the fine print, and when you look at it deeper, you realize, well, this isn't very much of a mystery box at all. So for $35, you could buy this mystery box with a value of $91.83. Yes, that's the exact amount. It's not, oh, up to $100 worth of value. No, it is $91.83. So I definitely thought this was going to be like sort of a grab bag of games, but it's not even games. It's toys and collectibles. So basically what GameStop is doing is they're getting rid of all of the Think Geek crap that they couldn't sell, and now have these boxes to do such. And instead of just marking everything down on these particular items, they're just selling them in a bundle. But what's really weird about this whole thing to me is the $91.83 thing. By doing such a specific figure for the value of these boxes, that means that they're not really mystery boxes, because every box is going to have the same thing. I'm sure you can't sit there and make a bunch of different boxes that just have the same value of $91.83. By being so specific, you are saying that these boxes all contain the same thing. So it's like, what's the point of even buying this box? You know, if one person buys the box and talks about what's in the box, then you already know what's already in the box. So why would you? I don't get this. I don't get this. But what's even a bigger problem, and even scummier, is dealing with Nintendo Switch systems. Now, of course, Nintendo Switch systems are very hot right now. They are hard to get. People are scalping these systems, selling them for premium prices because, well, the world is going through some very weird situations right now. You can't just go to a store and buy a Nintendo Switch system if you can even get in the store. So a lot of people are turning to online sales, and you would think GameStop would be wanting to capitalize this in a positive way. If they get Nintendo Switch systems in, you would think they would want to sell these Nintendo Switch systems. Well, you could buy Nintendo Switch Lites on GameStop right now, but of course there's a big asterisk with that, because why wouldn't there be? This is GameStop overall. So if you want to buy a Nintendo Switch Lite on GameStop right now via their online system, you have to get this in a bundle. Yes, one of those good old bundles that they like to do with stuff that you probably don't even want. But when you look at these bundles, it's even more just confusing to me as to why they're doing this. Now, if this was a bundle that already existed, something that had like a pre-packed game in it, okay, that's one thing. I totally get that. But they're basically making these bundles themselves. There are 3 bundles that you can currently get on GameStop's website right now. You can get a Nintendo Switch Lite with Minecraft, you can get a Nintendo Switch Lite with Smash Brothers, or you can get a Nintendo Switch Lite with Mario Kart 8. The Minecraft bundle is $229.99, and Mario Kart and the Smash bundles are $59.99. So there's no savings with these bundles or anything. These aren't pro-consumer bundles. These are just bundles with a Nintendo Switch game included into it. But what's even weirder about this is I'm going to assume these are new copies of the game, because nowhere on the listings for the bundles Does it say that these are used copies of the game? So what's the point? Because GameStop doesn't really make money on things like new system sales and new video game sales. They make their money, of course, on the used marketplace. That's where they give you, $30 for your game and then sell it for $50, making a $20 profit. That's where their whole profits lie. So if these aren't used copies of the game, you're not really making money off of these bundles. You're just creating these bundles and making somebody buy a game that maybe they want, maybe they don't want, in order to just get a Nintendo Switch Lite system. And it's like, why? And what's even weirder is when you look at the fine print once again, it clearly states that you might not even get these two items at the same time. They may be packaged and shipped at different times and given to you, and they might arrive to you at different times. So it's like, it's not even a bundle. Like, they're just random items that you're picking and putting together and then giving them to consumers. And I just don't get it. Like, just sell the Nintendo Switch Lite system as it is. Sell the Nintendo Switch Lite at $199.99 and then let people buy games that they want to buy. People are obviously going to buy games for the system. You're not just going to buy a system and then not buy games for it. More than likely, they're going to buy Animal Crossing because that's the hot game right now. Why are you making people have to pick a bundle that has a game that maybe they want, maybe they don't want, in order to just get the system? Like, I hate stuff like this. It's so stupid, and considering the fact that there's no sort of, additional value by getting this bundle, it just makes GameStop look stupid. And I like GameStop. Like I said, I don't hate them, but when they do stupid stuff, I mean, I gotta call them out. Alright, so that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to let me know in the comments section down below what you think of the Xbox Series X. Do you think that this is going to be the best-selling system for the next generation? Do you feel that Microsoft has a leg up on the competition right now? Because, well, I definitely do. I think Sony definitely needs to start talking about stuff very soon, or else Microsoft is just going to run away with this upcoming console generation. And of course, what do you think about these GameStop practices that are going on right now? These shady deals going on that, well, I just don't really like. So be sure to let me know in the comments down below, and as always, thank you for checking out this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Be sure to check out other videos on the channel, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.